Did y'all notice this, bruh? So Kendrick Lamar decided to perform Peekaboo, which is interesting because he could have performed a Hey Now or something like that that's charting higher than Peekaboo, right? But I noticed he performed this song standing in a giant X. Do y'all remember the theory that was going around about the song Peekaboo? About how it was a reference to how Drake possibly had something to do with the assassination of XXXTentacion? I didn't know how much I believed in that theory, even though some of the points made they kind of made sense. Not to mention, I feel like it's kind of, obvious, especially because Drake's name was brought up in that case. You see what I'm saying? But Kendrick Lamar is kind of basically like, there's no way this is coincidental. This can't be coincidental. You see, especially with somebody as intentional as Kendrick Lamar, for people to go around and talk about these theories and then he performs Peekaboo, a song he didn't have to perform, inside a giant X. Let's say hypothetically Drake ends up getting caught up for that. This just gains so much more points for the halftime show. Does Kendrick know things and he's setting up Easter eggs for the future? This is crazy.
Hello guys, welcome back. It is yet another exciting episode that we are going to be reacting on today. I hope you guys are doing well. All my returning subscribers, you guys, thank you so much for the love and support. Those ones who haven't really subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Tap on that bell so that every time I put anything here, you're always notified. So I came across a bunch of videos today, mostly from Americans, reacting on Kendrick Lamar's performance. I've watched videos of people being negative and others are literally being positive. What really attracted my attention here is the fact that people found it being symbolic. I personally, I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. I love Kendrick Lamar, like for real. I do love him. I love his song. It doesn't matter even if he came on stage and he just danced and smiled. It will be okay for me because I know he has good music. But people coming out and saying that was a useless performance, it wasn't entertaining, it was too short. I feel like they are missing out some type of, they are looking at this type of performance in a context of having fun. But somebody who has a critical thinking would literally understand exactly why he did that. This is some type of performance that wasn't called for. So let us watch these videos and let me know what exactly you think about this performance.
Wake up. That halftime performance was a message. He did that for us. Now, some of y'all missed the message because y'all was too busy talking about Drake, okay? Listen, when he said the culture was being divided, 40 acres and a mule, do y'all understand that was a promise that was never fulfilled? When he said they rigged the game, but you can't fake influence, when that man said the revolution is being televised, when he had the U.S. flag full of black and brown people, and then it divided, when that man said it is bigger than music, he also told y'all to turn the televisions off and y'all didn't understand. Y'all kept watching. Listen, Kendrick understood the assignment and he said, right time, wrong guy. They not like us. Listen, I need my people to get it together because y'all missed it. Y'all
having Samuel L. Jackson play Uncle Sam, knowing that he has historically played very sinister, very menacing-like characters, and then have him play Uncle Sam at your halftime show in front of Trump and do a whole play on how America really is just a game, and now as you, Kendrick Lamar, you're determining the end goal of that game? Game over, if you will? Yeah. This is a different level of artistry, okay? We don't get to see this all the time. Stuff that has meaning, stuff that has a storyline. Like, quite literally, Kendrick Lamar killed this halftime show. Oh my God, there's gonna be so many things that we're gonna be talking about for the next couple of days. But, oh my God, to have Samuel L. Jackson dressed up as Uncle Sam is just like, it's too real, it's too iconic. I love the pauses in between the performances and him, updating how he feels or how America feels. You can't be too black. Honestly, it's looking a little ghetto. Truthfully, genius. Kendrick Lamar is a genius.
He said, "The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy." And then in the lights, in the crowd, it said, "Warning, wrong way." That was amazing. I have not even scratched the surface of all of the political symbolism in that performance, but he did it. In the end, the light said game over. Turn the TV off. He's sending a message. Turn that TV off. Stop participating in the fucking pomegranates.
I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue just to still do the song. It's crazy. Then to have Serena Williams from Compton, Drake's ex, crib walking on the song, it's crazy. The little A chain, that stands for PG Lang, but also A minor is also crazy. That man said in front of the world, "Say Drake, I heard you like I'm young," and looked into the camera. It was giving Bernie Mac, America. Like if I was Drake, I would have to fight Kendrick at this point, but I feel like Drake will lose that fight. Kendrick and them size 7 loafers will be whooping on him, for real. Y'all know I came to keep it short and simple. The whole purpose of the performance was to show that America is a game, and they don't mind you being a part and playing the game as long as you play it by their rules. Samuel L. Jackson was Uncle Sam, narrating the whole story, telling Kendrick what he should do and what he should not be doing. It was actually really genius. You notice after Kendrick did Squabble Up, Samuel came back and said, "Do you know how to play the game? You too loud, too reckless, too ghetto." But then when Kendrick did the songs with SZA, that was real cute. He was like, "Yeah, that's how you play the game. Real nice and calm. That's what America wants." It was all intentional. After Samuel called him too loud, too ghetto, too reckless, then they performed in the American flag formation. And then the stage was obviously a PlayStation controller, so the X is where they performed Peekaboo, the circle was where they performed All the Stars, the triangle was where SZA performed Luther, and then the square was at the end when they did TV Off. And then the ending was turn this TV off. He turned the TV off and then it said game over. So the whole game was over. That was the whole concept of the performance. Now, my thoughts on the performance is I enjoyed it. I understand what he was trying to do, and I feel like he executed it well. Now, my only thing is that I wanted some more throwback Kendrick songs. I for sure thought I was about to get the Don't Kill My Vibe, the Poetic Justice, the Swimming Pools, Money Trees, Love, Loyalty, even Sing About Me, something. So I thought I was going to get that. That's the only thing I was saying. Because usually when people do the Super Bowl, they do their biggest hits, their greatest songs that everybody know. Kendrick chose to go a different route and did most of his songs from GNX. But I'm proud to be from LA, somebody from Compton, born and raised, made it to the Super Bowl. I can never be mad about that. Shout out to all my homies dancing, you know what I'm saying? Y'all did y'all big one. I wish my best friend was in there, stormed the barge. I was looking for her, but other than that, the dancers killed. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the performance. I really didn't think he was about to do Not Like Us, but he really did it, and I was grateful. And they so petty, because did you hear the whole audience scream, A minor? Like, they made sure we heard that. That's so petty. And then Kendrick said, yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you cannot fake influence. And that was a word too. But yeah, those are my thoughts. And y'all also have to remember that man is a rapper. He's not a major red dancer. He's not none of those people. So if you thought he was about to be hitting full 8 counts for the whole 13 minutes, you're insane. Some of y'all wasn't going to be satisfied with nothing that he did because y'all wanted Lil Wayne. So I don't even know why y'all watched just to hate on it, really. But yeah, I liked it and I understood it. Now, was it my favorite halftime performance ever? No, but it was still good. I liked it. And hopefully the Drake and Kendrick thing is done because I'm tired of it, okay? And did y'all see that man run on the field with that Palestine flag and they tackled him? I said, y'all could have let him stay, for real.
This was not it at all. For me, when it comes to halftime shows, I feel like they should be entertaining. There was absolutely nothing about this performance by Kendrick Lamar that was entertaining whatsoever. Bro was boring as hell on stage. They definitely should have brought fucking Lil Wayne out. Lil Wayne would have went crazy. Being in New Orleans, I think that was a missed opportunity that they will never get back. This was probably one of the worst halftime performances I've seen. Shit, they would have been better off bringing Chris Brown out. Chris Brown would have killed that show. When it comes to halftime performance, you need people that's entertaining, that's gonna get the crowd going, get you hyped up, especially when you're sitting in your living room watching the performance. You need to feel the energy. There was absolutely no energy whatsoever on that stage. It was like bro was thinking about Drake the whole time. He couldn't wait to play that one funky ass song. Probably one of the worst Super Bowl performances I've ever seen. They missed this opportunity, man. They missed this opportunity by not bringing out Lil Wayne or somebody that's more entertaining. Kendrick Lamar is a lyricist, but he's not an entertainer. He's not an entertainer.
People saying how Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance was so symbolic and then not explaining the symbolism is why the symbolism in his Super Bowl performance is so impactful. So let's break this down. First, Uncle Sam is Samuel Jackson in this show. Throughout the course of the show, he either praises Kendrick for how he behaves or he scolds Kendrick on how he is not behaving properly. And at one point, he actually says, "Gamekeeper, deduct one life." And that is a symbol of how Black people are specifically treated in this country, where if you don't behave properly by code switching or being palatable, then you're going to be chastised in the United States as a Black person. But then we get introduced to the dancers. The dancers are all in sweatsuits, and the sweatsuits at one point becomes a configuration of the American flag. And during that part, he is actually in the middle of those dancers as he's performing. Even though the colors come together to form the American flag, it's actually the sweatsuits which stuck out to me the most. And someone else pointed this out, I'll tag her, and she said that the sweatsuits were very similar to those in Squid Games. And if you remember in Squid Games, the game players are wearing sweatsuits depending on their status in the game. But everyone essentially was playing towards the big pot of money at the end, and they were willing to fight each other to win said money. And as more people started to die throughout Squid Games, there was more money available for the winners at the end of the game. Now, Squid Games is actually a symbolism of capitalism and how when people at the bottom specifically continue to fight each other in the hopes of winning the money or the pot of gold at the end of said game, that no one actually wins. So in my opinion, him dancing in between the American flag is, yes, a symbolism of how the country is divided, but because all the colors are kind of mixed in together, it just shows that people of different socioeconomic statuses are still divided regardless of their political party. But then we get to the stage configuration, and that turns out to be a game controller. And who is the controller? The United States. But during one of the songs, the camera is in the middle and he is dancing at each different part of the X. And to me, that was a symbol that each specific group or demographic, so you could think of maybe races or ethnicity, are in their communities but only focus on each other, and every now and again we'll look to see what the other is doing, but no one's actually working together. And then at the end of the performance, he performs Not Like Us, which he has been advised by other major A-list celebrities to not perform this song. Why? Because the Super Bowl is not supposed to be a political type of stunt for the United States. It's strictly for the purpose of entertainment, right? Because in the United States, when you're under capitalism, the way to keep people distracted essentially is by entertaining them through forms of TV, through music, through movies, all of these things. So at the end, when he's like, "Oh, am I gonna do it? I'm gonna do it," and then he ends up performing the song, everyone's like, "Oh, he's dissing Drake again." Girl, this is more than just Drake, okay? Wake up. And then you see Serena Williams coming out doing a crip walk. And if you remember, Serena was fined and scolded publicly for doing this at one of her tennis matches, even after she won. And her having a moment on this stage, and also Kendrick saying the revolution will be televised and you picked the right time but the wrong guy, is really a symbol of people, specifically people of influence, which he refers to in his speech at one point. People of influence speaking and talking and acting in accordance to their values, regardless of what the entertainment industry or the bigger higher ups or want them to do. And then we get to the very end when he says, "Turn this TV off," multiple times. Why? Because again, the Super Bowl is one of the most televised events and the most watched events throughout the entire year, which is a distraction for most Americans who are at the bottom of the totem pole that are really just trying to distract themselves from what they have to do in their everyday lives, which is go to work and work for pennies and, fight each other for just a simple raise. So altogether now, game over at the very end of the Super Bowl performance is a symbol of people actually coming together to not only start, but withhold and run a revolution. So as a summary here, the reason why everyone needs to know this is because the revolution cannot happen if everyone does not know about it and participate and stick to their guns throughout the course of said revolution.
That was a statement, not a performance. And so many people are missing it by saying worst performance in Super Bowl history when it was so much more than that. The symbolism. He literally said, "This is bigger than music." Like, are y'all missing it? Are y'all missing the point here? Uncle Sam being Samuel L. Jackson, telling everyone to stay in line and that's what they want. And all the other iconic cameos which described minority struggles with being seen as too abrasive whenever they're just fighting for their freaking rights. Kendrick saying, "The revolution about to be televised, you picked the right guy at the wrong time," which is a nod to Gil Scott-Heron, who said the revolution won't be televised. The people standing in a formation of the American flag, which was split in half during Humble. Like, how are y'all missing it? And then the lights in the crowd lighting up to say, "Warning, wrong way," with the American flag beside it, which just symbolizes America going backwards. Like, come on. Not to mention the smirk when he said, "Hey Drake," and his necklace being the music note A minor. I know I'm not the right messenger for this, but honestly, it was just pure art. The amount of time that he had to put this together in is insane, and he absolutely killed it. And you cannot change my mind.
Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam is the freaking best, most iconic moment. It's the moment. In case you missed Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance of the Super Bowl, Samuel L. Jackson pops in as Uncle Sam several times. He calls rap music ghetto. He tells them they're being too loud. This was a statement to me in so many different ways. They had an incredible all-black cast who was absolutely amazing, that made the American flag a gazillion different times in a bunch of different formations. There was also some rumblings that the NFL could get in trouble by Drake if he played Not Like Us, and boy did he, and boy did he say Drake's name, and he like stopped and did it. And I just can't help but think like how different this performance would have hit if we had a different president, you guys. It felt like such a political statement, and I just know that there are going to be a bunch of right-wing guys out there talking about how much they hated it, and they never liked Kendrick Lamar's music anyway, and they don't know why they chose him for this moment, and it should have been like Carrie Underwood or whatever. And that's how you're going to know that it was good. That's how you're going to know that the message hit, is when everybody starts complaining about it in about 5 minutes.